there, I'm Julie from Just So Studio in Fort Thomas, Kentucky, and I'm showing you today how to do a technique called ruching that's used on this adorable watermelon pillow. I think it's called Slice of Summer by Kimber Bell. And ruching is the technique used to create this green rind around the watermelon. This is one of the pillows in our Bench Pillow of the Month Club that you can find at justsostudio.com. This is the pattern that I worked from for the Slice of Summer. It's a Kimber Bell pattern, and on page 3 of the instructions, it explains how to start the watermelon rind. We're going to start with a piece of fabric that's 3.5 inches wide, and you cut it the width of the fabric for the watermelon. I've cut it in shorter strips here for our demonstration. First of all, you start with your piece that is 3.5 inches wide, and I think the easiest way to get this evenly folded is to make a light crease down the center. Then you open it up and fold the edges in toward that center crease. Don't let them cross it. Press it down. Of course, you'll be doing this on a longer strip depending on what you're making. This is starting with 42 inches of fabric that gathers down to 27 inches, if that gives you some idea for your project. Okay, once it's pressed like this, I flip it over and get rid of the crease. I'm not sure that matters. And then I like to mark, because what we're going to do is sew in a zigzag pattern. And it's easier to be consistent with that if you have it marked. So I just start by marking a diagonal on the fabric with you could actually even use a ballpoint pen because this is all going to be hidden. I'm using a friction pen. So I made a V-line like this, and then just another one to form the V. And then I'm going to measure over 2 inches from the point of this V. Let's see, let me measure up here. Yeah, a little over 2 inches. So the base of, we're making like triangle shapes, and the base of the triangle you want to be the same distance each time. And then connect it to the previous point. Just back and forth making your V like this. I find it much easier to sew it if you have these marked already. So now that black line is going to be the line I'll be sewing on. Now for the stitching. I've threaded my needle with a double thread, and you want to pick something that looks good with your fabric because a few of these stitches might show through. I'm going to start here at the beginning of my line, and then I'm just going to do running stitches in and out along that line that I have drawn, all the way across down to the other point. When I get to that point, this is a little tip I learned, because you're going to want to work with a really long thread. It needs to be at least 27 inches doubled if you're going to do the 27-inch piece. And that gets to be a lot to handle. So what I like to do is pinch it at the base here before I pull my needle through. And my thumb is keeping that thread from gathering up on me or making a knot. Then I just start here and work my way back up through the next V. And be sure you take a stitch very close to the edge there. Hold your thumb on the thread to keep it from knotting. I'll do a couple more of these. You see there's not a lot of precision to this running stitch. You want your stitches to be roughly the same length, but it's not anything that you have to take a lot of time trying to get them exactly the same length. So now I have my stitching going zigzag like this across the fabric. I'm going to hold on to these double threads and start to pull. And this will start gathering itself up into the little pattern we want. This is going to be the wrong side where those raw edges are. Just keep gathering it up till you get to the end. And this is what it will look like from the right side. Here's a longer sample to show you how it's going to look. On the wrong side, if you see this raw edge sticking up, just tuck it into the curves a little bit. And then when I sewed it to the fabric, I just went ahead and did my hand stitching along where this stitching line is for the gathering. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed learning how to do ruching, and you can use that like to decorate around the neckline of a garment or something. So there are a lot of uses for it besides just watermelon pillows. Be sure to check out our website and Facebook community, link below.